Um, it's been actually an amazing experience adopting Miss Allie as my coach because we truly have a really awesome friendship. We call each other out, and she is my success partner. Even though she's in my downline, like we talk, we communicate, we discuss things. And if you don't have a success partner, like you really need to seriously get one because I believe in them 100%. And it's important to be able to have that person that you can trust, that trusts you, that you can just talk about your goals, talk about challenge groups, run challenge groups together with, all that fun stuff. So if you don't have one, ask Allie and she'll help you pair you up with somebody. So a little bit about me and my story. I've been a coach for May will be 3 years. I was a massage and skin therapist for 13 years before I became a coach. I worked the business for 18 months part-time until I was able to actually go full-time. So I wanted to be a nutritionist, so I took some college classes, but the overhead at the salon got to be too much and I couldn't really do both. So I always knew that I had a passion for helping people because I did that for 13 years with massage and skincare. But I was burnt out, and it's very physically taxing on your body to do massage all day long, emotionally draining. I mean, it is rewarding, but so I'm sure some of you guys have been on the Fitz Dynasty Coach Opportunity Call and heard a little bit of my story, but I had got to a car accident. I broke my elbow, broke my leg. Those things were part of my story because it left me 20 pounds overweight, feeling like I couldn't really work out the way that I wanted to. I fell in just a rut, and I turned to the weight loss doctors and the pills and all that stuff. And so I just, I tried all the quick fixes. So when in 2013, did my first challenge group, back then they were 90 days. So I was actually sharing my story on social media during my challenge group because it helps me stay accountable. So I was already planting those seeds. I was sharing my progress without even being a coach, inspiring people because people were asking me what I was doing. I was actually turning people to Lindsay, which was my upline coach. They're like, hey, go talk to Lindsay. She can help you. I really just didn't know anything about the coaching opportunity. So when I completed my first 90-day, Lindsay had been kind of planting that seed in me, which is what you should be doing to your coaches to your challengers if you have them in your challenge groups. If you see somebody who's showing up who's a rockstar challenger, tell them that they would be an amazing coach. But she kept planting those seeds. So after I completed my first 90-day, I was like, I'm a coach. I'll just inspire some people here and there. If I make a little extra money, fine. But my true heart intent was to give people the amazing experience that I had because, like I said, I had tried everything. I did the shots. I did the pills. I restricted carbs. I worked out 2 hours a day at a gym. Like, I was either an all or nothing. Either I was all in, restricting carbs and not living a life of balance, or I was completely off the track and eating whatever and not giving a crap, And so I never really understood balance. And so my main focus was just to help people and give them that experience that I went through and share those things about my story that I was passionate about. And so Allie asked me to share about why sharing on social media and why getting out of your own way is so important in this business, because if you're not sharing, it's not caring. And you can throw facts out there all day long about stats about 21 Day Fix, I do suggest sharing transformation photos and all that. But if you, Allie, will you real quick send Karen, she just posted in our team about being on a call. So if you can just message her and be like, hey, we're all on right now if you want to hop on. So sharing your story. And I was just listening to a call, and I'm going to post it here in the threads, but this call is amazing about leveraging your story. And I got a lot of bullet points from this that I'm going to share and kind of tie in my own story into it. But if you get a chance to check this out. So sharing your story. Everybody's story is different. And you might not have this like, battling cancer, or, Lindsay Matway's story where she gave birth to a daughter with a brain bleed and was $400,000 in debt. I mean, your story might not be that deep, but your story is your story. And it's a story of overcoming. It's a story of physical healing, financial healing, emotional healing, healing from the past. Like, we all have a point in time in our life where we were like, enough is enough. Like, we're done feeling this way. We're done going around this mountain. We're done feeling defeated. We're done feeling like we're not good enough, or someone told you your whole life that you were never going to amount to anything, or whatever that turning point is, you got to own it. Because if you don't share that, it doesn't make you relatable. It just makes you look like every other Beachbody coach. And that's not what you are. I mean, you're unique, you're valued, you're worthy, and your story matters. Everybody's story matters. No matter how big or how small or whatever that turning point is, it is your story. So when you're sharing your story, you don't want to share like every bit of it in one post, because we do have to post 2 to 4 times a day. We are on this journey, and it's a lifetime journey. So there's bits and pieces that you can talk about through your post here and there. And you've got a rock star storyteller as a coach. So if you don't know how to tell a story or how to breadcrumb, like, just look at Allie's past 5-10 posts and learn from her. Ask her how she does it. Ask her how she and honestly, I know from being her success partner that a lot of it is personal development. So if you're reading personal development and something stuck out to you and it relates to where you once were in your story, share it. Share how that relates to where you are and where you once were. So when sharing your story, I took some notes because I work better that way. The greatest part of your story is conflict, and it's the struggle. And if you would just shine light on that, expose that, people will follow you, because it's like we get so caught up in like, well, I don't want people to think this, and I don't want them to see this about me. But it's like, the more detailed you get, the more real you get, the more people are like, wow, like, she's actually a real person who had real struggles, who did XYZ to overcome it, and I can do that too. So the law of attraction says if you put out there something, you're going to get that back. You're going to get people that relate to that part of your story. So I would suggest getting out a piece of paper, writing out 10 things that the coaching opportunity has done for you. Like the people that you've met, the support that you've gotten, the encouragement that you've gotten, the positive mindset change that now you believe in yourself, whereas before you didn't. Whatever those 10 things are, like, write those 10 things down and post them in your phone or on a note. And when you go to make a post about your workout or about your food or about your journey or about your transformation, pick a couple of those things to highlight. And each time that you make a transformation post, or each time that you talk about a little snippet of something, you can highlight a different part of your story. So somewhere in your story, people will relate. So sometimes I talk about the fact that I went on a family vacation and I was the highest. This was kind of the turning point for me and my story. And it's not actually when I started my Beachbody story, but it's about when I started my lifestyle change and mindset. So it was the summer of 2012. I went on our annual Myrtle Beach family trip. I was disgusted the whole entire time. I was trying on clothes and was so, like, didn't even want to go out to dinner with my family because I felt so uncomfortable. Being on the beach was uncomfortable. Everything about that trip was uncomfortable. And I literally came home at the highest I've ever been, at 152 pounds. And I know some people look at me and they think, oh, well, you didn't even have to lose weight. Like, I would die to be 152 pounds. But you know what? it's how I felt. I felt miserable. I felt overweight. I felt lazy. I felt uncomfortable in my own skin and just fed up. So like I said earlier, like your story might not be that you needed to lose 100 pounds, or your story might be that you needed to lose 100 pounds, but you're going to relate to whoever it is that you're putting that out to. So I came home and I was like, that's it. Like, I have to do something. And my journey started on my own without any support. I did the weight loss pills, and I did that, and I did some in-home workouts that wasn't Beachbody. And then my birthday came in November. I fell off the wagon. And at that time, I was seeing somebody else on social media sharing the coaching opportunity, sharing the challenge group opportunity. She was positive. She just had this like presence that was like confident, and she was, I don't know, something resonated with me with her. And through the holidays, like I'm like, okay, January is going to come and I'm going to get back on my track and I'm going to do this. Well, a week into the new year, I hadn't done anything, but she stuck out to me. And so I messaged her and I'm like, okay, what is it that you do? I see your post. Like, what is it? And she told me, I'm a Beachbody coach and this is what I do, blah, 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 blah. But it was her consistency. It was her being happy and excited and passionate about what she was doing that drew me in. And she really wasn't like plastering Beachbody everywhere, or else I would have known that that's what she did. So you want to tell things in a way that you're selling yourself. You're promoting health and fitness through your struggles and what you're doing to overcome that, and how you're reaching success, and how you're managing to get in your workout when you have kids running around and you're working a full-time job. And, you know, it's just all those little things. So I shared that stuff. I shared stuff about, you know, how I got into the accident. I had a broken leg. I have a rod in my leg. I was scared to work out. And then other times I would share that I worked so hard because I am a single person and I don't have anybody contributing to my life. So there's 3 different avenues, I believe, in your Beachbody story of how it impacted your life. It could be financial, physical, or emotional. So whatever of those 3 buckets that you feel like your story is resonating right now, just talk about that for right now. Like, is it financial? Did you join this Beachbody opportunity because you saw the financial freedom and that is your driving force? Or is it that you really did have a physical need and you really did need to gain control? And most of us did need that. But there are some people that already lived a healthy and fit life, but just were stuck and drowning in their 9-to-5 job, and they needed more. They wanted more. Or was it emotional? Was it a time in your life where you just felt like you didn't fit in, or that you never actually committed to something and finished it, or, you know, you just wanted to be a part of something bigger and you wanted to know that what you were doing was going to make an impact in the world, you know, because let's face it, I mean, we're around people that are just so negative and so down and that just don't have any hope. And you might have been that person. That might be you, you know, so you joined this because you saw the community, you saw people that believed in other people and you wanted to be a part of that, you know. So figure out what it is that is your starting point of Beachbody. Is it financial? Was it physical transformation? And you know what? Your transformation doesn't always have to be physical. It doesn't always have to be like, oh, I lost 20 pounds and, you know, X amount of inches. Like, yes, we always want to be proof the product works, but there is so much more to a transformation than just that. And I've been talking about it this whole call. I mean, it's emotional. How did you feel before? How did you feel now? How did you feel during? How did the challenge group change your life? How did the community support change your life? That's all part of a transformation. And that's why personal development is so important along in this journey. Because if we're not growing ourselves, then we're not going to be able to pour into other people who relate to us in those certain areas. And we can say, hey, like, this is a part of my story, but it doesn't define who I am. And this is what I did to overcome it. So Have you struggled with confidence? Have you struggled with self-esteem? Have you struggled with looking in the mirror and, you know, just being frustrated trying on a bathing suit? Have you ever tried on a pair of jeans that were just a little too snug on you? You know, all that. Just figure out something in your story that was a turning point in your life. So whatever part of your story that scares you the most is the one that you probably need to share first. Like the one that gives you that lump in your chest, the one that you're like, God, I don't really want. And a lot of that for me has been about family. It's been about growing up in a drug addiction home. It's been about my mom raising, you know, twins at 17 years old, being addicted to drugs herself. And I've gotten a lot of shit, excuse my French, about posting things like that, about my story with my family being involved. And part of that is them not healing from their mistakes. So I've tried to, when I do post stuff like that I try to say, you know, my mom did the best that she could in the circumstances. And, you know, I try to make it seem like I talk about it being so far in the past. And honestly, I'll just block my mom from seeing it too, if I don't want her to see it. But, you know, I had to push past that and I had to get that out there. I lost my dad at age 10. You know, so many things have added to my struggles as an adult of, you know, trying to find love in all the wrong places and not having the self-respect at certain times in my life, being addicted to drugs at certain times in my life. So all those little things have led you to that point of the turning point. So those are all little things that you've got to be vulnerable. And I know it's scary and I know it's like, like how do I do this? You know, but you'll be surprised at how many people will come onto that post and give you that encouragement and be like, oh my God, I went through the same exact thing and I totally can relate to what you're saying. And as long as you present that struggle and that lump of a struggle in your life, but you come back with a positive spin and how it's changed your life, then the more the details, the better. And it's really just turning your mess of a life, because we all have something, that into your message. So it's turning that and then being able to say, this is how Beachbody has helped me take that mess and turn it into a message, and just breadcrumbing it and being confident. I mean, that's truly another aspect of your story, is that you've got to be confident in where you've come. And, you know, every little success, every little thing that you can share, whether it's making $30 on your first paycheck and being able to take your husband to the movies, or buying diapers for your kids, or being able to buy soccer cleats for your son, like any little bit, that shows that what we do actually is lucrative, you know, and it can change people's lives, because you never know, that one person that you're speaking to in your niche market could see that you were able to buy, you know, your kids cleats, and that's the one thing that they're stressing about, you know. And it's like just the little things, and being able to share that. And like I said, getting deep and vulnerable makes you relatable. It builds consistency. It builds trust. And like I said earlier, it makes people feel like, if she can do it, I can do it. And over time, people will refer people to you. They'll be like, oh, you know, and they'll see that you've never given up. And that is what builds consistency in your business, and really confidence within yourself, you know, because when you do those scary posts and you're just like, oh, I don't want to push send. I don't want to push send. You just push send and you're like, okay, it's out there. Like, you know, and you know what? You might not get a single like, you know, you might not get anybody, but over time, people start to see, people start to comment, people start to, you know, and you're building relationships with people, and they start to see what you're passionate about. And, you know, it's your storefront. Your Facebook is your storefront. It's your reality show. It's what you're passionate about. It's what you believe in. I've actually been thinking the past couple of days that I wanted to post on my Facebook and ask people, based upon my social media presence, like, what are the top 5 things that you feel that I'm passionate about? And I want to see, like, take a poll and see what people from the outside, you know, because I want to have a good balance of what I'm sharing. And I don't want it to be all Beachbody. I don't want it to be all God. I don't want it to be all like food. So maybe we can challenge each other to do that this week and see what people, because that will give you a clear indication if you're actually telling your story and you're actually being present on social media. If people can come to your page, look at your past 5 to 10 posts and get a clear indication of what you stand for, what your mission is, what you're doing, what you're passionate about. And I know that in Allie's team page, I'm sure if you guys did like a post and asked for, you know, positive feedback and just have someone analyze your page, that's a really good thing to do. To get an honest feedback of what other people, is your Facebook profile picture you know, is your cover photo your top 5 things that you're passionate about? You know, these are all little things that can tell your story. So that's kind of all I've had. Allie, do you have anything that I didn't address that you want me to address?
No, I thought that was pretty good. But something I wanted to add, I was actually in a masterminding call the other day, and we were talking about how sharing on Facebook and being vulnerable and what to post about. And Kelly did a really good job of talking about that. But basically what I want you guys to do is take a piece of paper and fold it in half. And then on one side, put same, and the other side put different. And I want you on the side that says same, put everything that you and every other coach out there does. Obviously, we all drink Shakeology. We all like fitness. We all want to be better. We all want to empower people. And on the other side, talk about what is different about you as a coach. For me, I was a 300-pound coach. I was all about the corporate world. I grew up in a very small area. Obviously, other coaches do some of these things too. But what makes you stand out from the masses? What makes you different as a person? What makes you unique? And that's what you need to post about. Those things that make you different are what you need to post about. So I would love if you all did this tonight or tomorrow, and then just sent me like a screenshot of it, or take a picture and send it to me, and then start tailoring some posts around those things that make you different. Because those are the things that are going to make you stand out as a coach. They're going to make you relatable. They're going to make you, people are going to be like, oh my God, she really understands what I'm going through. And I took away amazing things from this as a successful coach. I was like, wow, I didn't really think about that. So for you guys to do this early on and to really tailor your posts around the things that make you different, it's going to really help you guys.
And it gets easier. Like, you know, I know at the beginning, if you're a new coach, you're just like, gosh, like, I really know. But it's just like, once you start to realize that for every one hater or someone that's going to be like, oh, why is she posting that? There's 10 people backed up from that person that need to hear what you have to say, that need your inspiration, that need the value that you're adding to people's lives, the tips that you're sharing. Like, I mean, this social media can be such a positive thing, but I feel like, and I hear it all the time, oh, I hate Facebook because it's just a bunch of negativity, blah, 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 blah. Like, if you really look at your Facebook, I mean, there really is. People are just talking about the most stupidest stuff sometimes and not having any value. And by you having that presence of value and loving on people and giving them solutions to their problem, it's just like you stand out. You know, and then when you get those messages of people saying, wow, because of your post today, like, I'm inspired to do this. Or because you said this, like, I'm inspired by you. Like, that is what fuels your fire. And that is what makes you be like, wow, like, I really can inspire people. Like, I really do have what it takes. And all I have to do is just share my story. Like, how simple is that? Consistently, I mean. So that it's that little hump. It's kind of like getting started on your fitness journey. Like that first week is just like you feel like you suck. You feel like you don't have the moves down. You feel like, you know, you're sore all over. You can't pee on the toilet. Like it's the same thing with with getting used to posting and sharing on Facebook. Like if you just commit to it and be inspired by other coaches. Like I have a news feed that I follow every single day of like 60 coaches that resonate with me, that I'm inspired by. And, you know, I like the way they post. I like the way that they talk about things. I like their simplicity sometimes because I'm like very long-winded and I really want to get better at like being laser focused and getting my message out without having to have 10 paragraphs. But, you know, be inspired by these people. Take snapshots of posts that you like. So this way later you can recreate them. I'm not saying to copy them, but I'm just saying use them as inspiration. Like I all the time like things that Allie says in her things, and I'll just take a little snippet of something that she says. And I know she does that with mine too. And that's fine. Like, but make it your own and add your story, add your little flair to it so that it sounds like you. Because you don't want to just copy and paste somebody else's post, because people that are following you are going to be like, that does not sound like her. You know, like some things that Allie says, I would never say because that's her style. That's people that follow her expect her to say things like that, but it's not how I would. But people that follow me expect me to say things and show things. And so it's like Allie said, it's being different from every cookie cutter coach and owning your story, being confident in it, and just putting it out there. You know, I know it kind of is easier said than done, but like I said, it does get easier. But the more in depth you get, the more personal you get, the more vulnerable you get, the more you're going to see that people will follow you and relate to you and want that freedom really that you have. So
we have like a little less than 6 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions real quick? I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. Wait, hold on. Okay, you are all unmuted. Anybody have any questions?
$600 a month. Do you have any questions, Laura? No.
Okay, I'm just going to call your names. If you don't have questions, I'm going to mute you again. Jessica, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Lana?
No, I don't think so. Thanks.
no questions? Dang, I like questions.
And I've got Amber. Any questions?
Who is going to work on their story tonight and do a transformation? Maybe Thursday. I'll give you 2 days to.
Absolutely.
Where is everybody at in your journey? Like where are you at?
Oh, they're all muted again. Hold on. Most of them are in the mid journey. But like I know Lana's gonna share. She just went into the transformation page. She's gonna share someone else's transformation for now. But we did talk about other kinds of transformations.
Right.
And then Lori shared her transformation yesterday. She got in. Oh, I want to brag on her for just a second. She posted in a group about the 21-day fix sale last minute with her, 21-day fix, $10 with the purchase of Shakeology and her transformation. And not only did she get a challenge pack out of it, but she got a coach out of it. So those.
And what kind of group that was she in?
I think it was. I forget which group she said it was. Let me see. Jessica, are you with her?
Yes.
What
Lori,
group?
what group did you post that in when you got the challenger and the coach yesterday?
This citrus. Hold on, let me see.
She's checking.
It was. Pretty sure it was the new. No, I think it was Citrus County No Limits.
Well, that's interesting. It wasn't even like a mom group or anything, so that's cool.
What I did was I shared the post from my actual page into the group, and then I wrote on top and just said, I think I said something like, in case anyone's interested in my offer, let me know. And I just shared, and it had everything that I'd previously shared on my page.
Awesome. Awesome. You just never know with those, you know?
Yeah.
That's really, really cool.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so if you're not showing or sharing some kind of transformation today, make sure you share one on like a Thursday and make it like a fun theme, like, you know, Transformation Tuesday, Throwback Thursday, Flashback Friday, something, you know, something fun like that. It doesn't have to be physical, like Kelly said. Also, doesn't have to be yours. And then let's put together that paper that I was talking about, where what's same and what's different, and send me over an image in the next day or two of what you got. And I really would like to see some amazing posts from what makes you different. Because when I was told about that, I was like, wow, why didn't I not think of that? So yeah, I'd love to see those. And I think
videos
of you working out. I mean, pictures of you holding up and there's a workout in the background or after you work out, those are good, but they don't get as much traction of you like doing a move or actually working out, or like get your kids involved, have your kids work out with you, have your kids drink your Shakeology with you. Do cute photos like that gets so much traction. And people love like families, and they love love, and they love all that kind of sappy crap, you know. Get that in there. But yeah, this is about to end, so if anybody has any questions, just let me know. If they're for me, I'll answer them. If they're for Kelly, I'll direct them to Kelly, and she'll answer them for you. But thank you, everyone, for coming, and thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.